that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that trade. I don't like how Boston just did Jaylen Brown. I don't like that. That man's been healthy. That man has played both sides of the ball. That man has won a championship in Boston. His running mate goes down with, mind you, I'm recording right now. I'm currently recording right now. So like, I just got this on my phone. His running mate goes down with Achilles. He step up, still lead the team. Y'all trade him because of some shit he said in the media. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I ain't go front. That ain't right. I don't like that. I don't like that, Boston.
What's going on, everyone? I'm back with another update, and we've got a major story to cover. Jaylen Brown has reportedly been traded to the Philadelphia 76ers in exchange for Paul George, along with 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. The Boston Celtics initially wanted VJ Edgecombe included in the package, but that ultimately didn't happen. Instead, the 2 sides finalized a deal centered around Paul George for Jaylen Brown. Before we get into the main topic of today's video, let's take a quick look at the trade itself. At the end of this upcoming season, Paul George holds a player option worth more than $56 million, and he's widely expected to exercise it. As for Jaylen Brown, he still has 2 years remaining on his current contract, and, if everything stays the same, is expected to become an unrestricted free agent in 2028-29. That's an important detail to keep in mind. Now, Stephen A. Smith has been openly critical of Jaylen Brown over the past several weeks. The situation even reached the point where Jaylen Brown's father publicly said he had tried contacting Stephen A. multiple times. According to him, none of those calls were returned. He also made it clear that he wants to have a conversation with both Stephen A. and Kendrick Perkins. Some time ago, Stephen A. claimed that Jaylen Brown wasn't especially well-liked around the league and suggested that was one reason he had been overlooked for certain opportunities. Today, Stephen A. doubled down on those comments, and I'm about to play that clip for you. So let's check it out.
Now, it's not so much that he's underrated, it's that he's just not liked because of his, quote, "I am better than you" attitude. He knows it. It's the same reason he is not as marketable as he should be. That's what an NBA source just sent me.
I commend him.
Yeah.
Because me, I'm different. I'm getting your face, Stephen A. Yeah, I'm coming to see you.
Marcellus, why are you looking at me like that?
No, I'm coming to see you, Stephen A.
What would you say?
I called you a couple times, Stephen A., and you didn't answer. But it's okay. I just wanted to talk about it man to man. What's your problems? Why are you attacking him? Why do you attack the black community? Go attack the white community. Oh, that's right. You getting that check to do that.
All of this brouhaha that's been made about me and Jaylen Brown, I got nothing against Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's a good dude. Smart as hell, decent people. Just coming across as a bit sensitive, that's all right. But he's not a bad person. He's a good dude. All I said after they lost is that you're a champion and an NBA Finals MVP. You cannot be saying that losing in the first round was your favorite season. That's it. That's not a reason for him to be upset or his dad or anybody else to go off. Go back and look at the tapes. I've been nothing but complimentary about Jaylen Brown because he's a stud. He's an all-world player. And he's going to do wonders in the city of Philadelphia. Make no mistake about it. He's that dude. But I wasn't wrong. Nor was I wrong with what I said a couple of years ago. When he wore them shirts talking about state your source, because I said, yo, he's not liked. I love how I see these people on over social media now and with their podcasts now, not giving me any credit, but echoing what the hell I said a couple of years ago. He's smart. He's accomplished, he doesn't suffer fools easily, and he's not to be manipulated. He's his own man. And Madison Avenue, figuratively speaking, doesn't like that. Because they don't like someone they view as hard-headed, not realize it's not about hard-headed, it's about having pride and dignity and intelligence. And following your intellect. I was complimentary of him. I was not insulting him. And sure enough, he doesn't make Team USA, but 2 players in Drew Holiday and Derek Brown Derek White, I'm sorry, who both spent 82 games a year deferring to him and Jason Tatum. They made the team, but he did it. And sneaker deals and stuff like that. He got to start his own brand because, Nike and Adidas and others ain't rocking with him like he wants them to. All the stuff that I've said has been validated. And you know how it was validated? By the fact that he's a Philadelphia 76ers.
What you're seeing on the screen is the point when the Boston Celtics' new ownership group officially took over. I know Stephen A. Smith has said that the comments he made a couple of years ago turned out to be accurate, but you also have to consider this part of the story. People keep pointing to Brad Stevens and the front office, but a new ownership group officially assumed control of the franchise on August 19, 2025, and this trade happened under their watch. Moves of this magnitude always require ownership approval. That's why when everyone was blaming Nico Harrison in another situation, I was saying the ownership deserved just as much attention. The same applies here. Bill Chisholm and the ownership group had to sign off on moving one of the franchise's biggest assets. You can't trade a player of Jaylen Brown's caliber without ownership giving the green light. I just wanted to point that out for anyone who hasn't been following every detail. The Celtics entered this season with new ownership, and even Antoine Walker touched on that during one of the Boston podcasts. I thought that was an interesting point. Now, it's obvious there are people within the organization who haven't always agreed with some of Jaylen Brown's comments or the way he carries himself off the court. But strictly from a basketball standpoint, I don't see a convincing reason to make this trade. Personally, I wouldn't have moved him, not even for Giannis at this stage, because there's simply too much risk involved considering where Giannis is in his career. Jason Tatum is also coming back from an injury, and hopefully he'll be fully healthy. Adding Paul George creates an interesting situation because he's naturally more of a playmaking small forward. It'll be worth watching how he and Tatum hit together. Paul George has never had a problem deferring when necessary, but I didn't think Jaylen Brown had an issue doing that either. The difference was that during the Indiana series, Brown stepped up when Tatum wasn't producing at his usual level, took control of the moment, and the rest is history. He ended up winning both the Eastern Conference Finals MVP and the NBA Finals MVP. It really feels like everything changed after he was left off Team USA.
When these conversations began gaining momentum and Stephen A. Smith began repeating the idea that Jaylen Brown wasn't well liked, personally, I think our platform should be used to challenge narratives that don't make sense instead of continuing to amplify them. If people say Jaylen Brown has this reputation, then explain why. Don't just say, "My sources told me," and leave it there. When you actually look at Jaylen Brown, what do you see? You see someone investing in Black Wall Street initiatives. You see someone trying to help close the wealth gap in underserved communities. You see someone who's interested in science, education, and even talks about wanting to work with NASA. He wants to meet people like Bill Nye and continues promoting things that encourage young people to think bigger. Those are the stories that usually surround him. But lately, the way he's been portrayed by some people in the media makes it sound like he's been involved in major off-court controversies, and that's simply not the picture most people have seen. The amount of attention and criticism directed at Jaylen Brown has become excessive, and I don't think the way he's being characterized is fair. With all that said, congratulations to Philadelphia. If this deal goes through, they've pulled off a massive move. Tyrese Maxey won't have to carry nearly as much of the scoring load every single night anymore, and I'll be interested to see how he adjusts as more of a floor general. Those 25-shot games shouldn't be necessary as often because this roster has more offensive balance. It'll be interesting to watch how Jaylen Brown fits alongside Maxey, whether VJ Edgecombe continues developing into the player everyone expects him to become, and whether Joel Embiid can still give the team 15 to 20 minutes of productive nights each game. They've also got solid pieces expected to fill the power forward spot. Overall, Philadelphia looks like they'll be a serious contender in the Eastern Conference. Credit to them for making such a blockbuster move.